Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching India Tonight, and Capex was quite moderated in FY25 and consumption was on the back foot. We spoke to a slew of experts on the rationale behind Capex and the government's bid to increase consumption. Let's take a look.
I would expect that Capex should continue to grow faster than consumption, and private Capex should also revive. Probably it is reviving also, it is growing faster than GDP as well. I think that should continue. But the multiples leave very little room for comfort in that space. Yes.
The context of global factor and desire for higher rating, the glide path to fiscal consolidation was very much kept in mind. I, for one, would have liked slightly higher fiscal deficit because along with consumption, we also need an investment boost because that investment cycle is still not really where it needs to be. I think the result of higher spending on GST collection and even corporate profits, who will see now this consumption coming back and therefore how they want to invest in the economy, etc. So if you look at direct tax, indirect tax all put together, I don't see that very aggressive.
Given roughly 1 lakh crore rupees in the hands of consumer, and mind you, this 1 lakh crore rupees is like equity in the hands of consumer, which will get further leveraged. Someone will buy a house, so EMIs he will be able to afford more, or someone will do some kind of a capex on his own. So this roughly 1 lakh crore rupees of tax relief which has come, this is really big. If you dwell deeper and if you include the grants which are being given to state government, which is also directly indirectly a capex item only, but it is done by the state government, then the overall number comes to 16% growth in capital expenditure.
I think the underlying design was that there's no scope to spend more on capex. And then how do you keep the spending up without distorting the economy? Might as well give it back to the people who are paying more taxes. I think that's the approach here that has been taken. The likelihood is that incremental consumption will be more discretionary than staple. So not more biscuits. That's more, the 60th, 70th, 50th percentile, 40th percentile, not 90th percentile. So the likelihood of this being spent on discretionary items, the likelihood that some amount gets saved is also very high.
14.6 trillion rupees on Capex, which is a run rate of almost 97,000 crores a month versus an average spending of 75,000 crores that they've done in the first 9 months of this year, which means it's not a 10% hike. It's actually, in real terms, it will be a 29% increase, obviously provided they spend that money in the first 3 months and they spend the 11.2 for the next year.